What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to finish assembling the GSR block that we started a couple days ago. So last time we assembled basically the whole bottom end, and today we're going to be slapping on the head, the timing kit, the water pump, oil pump, seals, and if we have time, we're going to be slapping on the intake manifold and the exhaust manifold. So we still have the engine right here on the engine stand, b18c1. See the pistons, how we left it last time, the crank. And yeah, right now the next step is putting on the head. This surface right here is clean, but I'm going to go ahead and clean it again. And then we have the head sitting over here, fully rebuilt head with new seals, 3-angle valve job, and they adjusted the valve lash. So we're going to be throwing it on right now. So after you clean your surface, you install your guides right here so the head can sit where it's supposed to sit, and then you go ahead and grab your brand new head gasket and throw it on. So we have a brand new head gasket right here, manly head gasket, and we're going to be slapping it on. The head gasket came with instructions you have to follow. Number 1 is clean. We already did that. Number 2 is check surface finish. The head and the block just came back from the machine shop, so that should be perfect. Replace the head bolts. We have a new set, and it says install dry. Everything is dry at the moment. Have the new gasket on there. It basically only goes in one way. This little oval shape has to be on the back of the block where the oil filter goes, and you can like install it upside down, but then this little lines right here are just going to be floating on this side. So it's pretty straightforward the way it goes. It doesn't have any markings as to how it goes, but it's kind of easy to figure it out. We have the head right here on this chair, and there is a little bit of dust, so we're gonna go with the wet towel and just clean it. Just basically wipe the dust particles off the head. It's basically clean. We just have to wait for it to dry, because the head or the surface has to be dry when you install it. So the surface should be dry already. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the block. It's gonna be hard to do it with one hand because right now I'm currently recording with my phone, and I have nobody else to help me record, so I'm going to set down the phone and put the head on the block. I already put the head on there. It's very hard because you have to be very careful not to scratch the freshly surface on the head. So I kind of, what I did is like kneel down and lift the head up, and I was looking through the middle right here so I could align the holes on the pins or the guides, and then just put it on there and let it drop slowly. Grab your new head bolts and throw them in. I already took off the cam caps. I put them right there in order, and I cleaned the surface right here where the cams go, all around where the seals go, everything. So now I already put one of the bolts in there. You kind of just grab it and put them in there slowly, and yeah, you do that to all 10. Put them all in there. They go right here, and you can see them right there. Now we gotta torque them down. Put them all in there. They go right here, and you can see them right there. Now we gotta torque them down. Torque down the head. It's this is the sequence right here. Starts from the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the cylinder head bolts. Step 1 is 22 pounds. For b18c1 96 and later is 63, and if it's 95 and earlier is 61. Since this block is a 98, we're gonna do the second step at 63 and the first step at 22. So after you torque down the head, it's time to put the cams on. I already cleaned this one and I put some assembly lube. And this thing, don't forget about this little O-ring and the like a guide for the B-Tech. So you're gonna want to put assembly lube right here where the cams go, and right here the cam journals and where the cams hit, like this. Assembly lube, assembly lube, assembly lube. And the way you know where the cams go is the distributor goes on this side where the intake goes. So you have to have the cam with the grooves for the distributor on the intake side, and the one with no grooves on the exhaust side. So after you put the cams on, we have to put the cam caps back on, and we already have assembly lube on the bottom, so now you have to put more assembly lube on the top where the cam caps go. And you could put some on the cams themselves. You always want to have them lubed up when you start it, because there's no oil in it. So when you start it, it takes a while oil to go get to the head. The caps, I have them in order, but they also have like little numbers right here. So this one says 4-1. The number 1 always goes where the oil pump goes, on the oil pump side or the cam gear side. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the little arrow is supposed to be pointing to the cam gears or the oil pump. So this cam cap right here on this side, you have to put the little seal. You have to put it before the seal goes before the cam cap, and I like to put a little bit of gasket maker around it to make it seal better. So you want to have the up markings facing up when you put the cams, and before you torque down the bolts, because if you don't have them like that and then you have to spin them after, you might bend the valves. So you want to have them as close to where they have to be when you set the timing on the engine. The torque sequence is like this. They're the same on both. So the cam gears are on this side, the timing belt is right there. That's how you follow the sequence. So the camshaft holder bolts for b18c1, 86 inch pounds, not foot pounds. If you use foot pounds, you're gonna strip the bolts. It's 86 inch pounds. For the 6mm bolts are 86, and for the 8mm bolts are 20 foot pounds. So for the black ones, the socket 12 bolts, 20 foot pounds, and for the ones with the 10mm socket, 4 on each side, that are 86 inch pounds. The rest are 20 foot pounds. After you put all the bolts in, right now they're not torqued yet because I had to put the seals on this side. So after you put them in, you take the cam gears off. Be careful not to lose the little keyway that goes here. It's like a guide. Be careful not to lose it. And then you remove the old gaskets, and we have the new ones right here. So these are the ones up here are the old ones, and these are the new ones. So I already put the new gaskets in, and I put the cam gears back on, and I still have to torque this down, but I guess I'll do it once it's timed, like the timing belt's on. And I still have to torque this down. They're not torqued down yet. Right now the next step is putting the oil pump on. After you install the oil pump, you clean the surface for the water pump, and you put a gasket sealer around, and then put it on. After you install the water pump, it's a Gate brand new water pump. You have to install the tensioner. There's 2 holes on it, one on this side and one on this side. This is for the little spring that goes from here to here, and this side the hole has to go in this guide. And then the bolt, just tighten it. There's the tensioner. The bolt's almost all the way in, but not tight, so this can have sudden movement. And there's a spring. There's a brand new tensioner as well, and with the brand new timing belt. We're gonna put the timing belt on. Set this to a top dead center, and then the cam gears are already set. This line aligns with this. These 2 lines in the middle align, and then this line aligns with this. I just turned the engine around so I could install the oil pickup tube and this oil baffle, I think it's called. And then after I install the oil pickup tube and this, I'm gonna put the oil pan on, because we're pretty much almost done with everything. After that, it's just like the timing belt. On this side, the headers. On this side, we already have the seal on there. And right here, the only thing missing is like the flywheel and the clutch. And then over on this side, the sensor that goes right here, and the timing belt. Back here, the coolant tube that goes from the water pump down to the thermostat housing. Then just this little hose to the intake. Little brackets like for the alternator and stuff like that. And we're pretty much done. Oh, and the valve cover on the top, which is the bottom right now. When you get an new oil pump, it comes with this seal that goes right here. Or if not, you could put like a little bit of gasket maker around on this side and the oil pickup tube, just to prevent the oil pump to be getting like air instead of oil. So make sure to put that on. After you install the pickup tube, it has 2 nuts right here and 2 10mm bolts right here. This is on. After that, you could clean the surface around the bottom of the block all around, and put the gasket on there, and then you can throw the oil pan on. I like to use gasket maker as well on the gasket, a little bit, a thin layer, just to prevent any oil leaks. After you clean the surface and put the gasket on there, you clean your oil pan. I cleaned mine already from the inside and from the outside, and then you just throw it on and put the bolts and nuts back on. After you put the oil pan on, you start tightening the bolts from the center, this one, and then on this side, and then you just kind of go into like a zigzag. So then this one, and then that one over there, and then this one, and then that one, and then back again, like that, in small increments. Because if you put it too tight, this will happen. The gasket will start popping out, and you're gonna have an oil leak right there. So I kind of put it too tight, so I'm gonna have to go back, take it off again, put another thin layer of gasket maker around, and start over again. So you do it little by little, and then go back and do it again, little by little, and then like on this side, perfect. It's all around is good, except right here. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it again, and then flip over the engine again and put the valve cover back on. Or not yet, because I have to put the timing belt first. Just turn the engine around, kind of have the timing belt just sitting there, and I put this hose. The one in the back goes to this little fitting on the block, and this one right here, there's another hose that goes up like to the intake manifold. It's just a little hose, and then like a little fitting that goes right there. So we already have the timing set. Right now, since I removed the bolt, it kind of went back a little bit, but I'm working on putting the sensor on, the top dead center, or the crank position sensor that goes right here with the plastic cover around here, and then I'm going to put the crank pulley and torque this down to spec, and then I'll show you guys the timing marks are aligned. Okay, so I already got the sensor in the back. I put this cover on, and I have the crank pulley on with the bolt. It's still not torqued to spec yet, but it's already kind of tight. So as you can see, this mark right here aligns with this. This mark aligns with this. These two marks in the middle align, and this mark aligns with this. And the little up arrows are pointing up. So we're pretty much done on this side. We have the crank pulley, the cover, the post mount bracket, the sensor, the crank position sensor. The timing is done. This cover that goes right here, I don't really have it, so I'm going to be running it like this. And in the back we already have this box on, and we bought a brand new Skunk 2 Pro Series intake manifold that we're going to be throwing on. So I got this brackets on. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this little hose off, because I forgot to put the little coolant tube that goes right here with the thermostat housing. So now that we have those brackets on with all the bolts and torqued down, we're going to install this coolant tube that goes right here. So I got the coolant tube on, I got this hose back on, I got the sensor on, the oil pressure sensor. Then I'm going to get the knock sensor and put it right there. Now the next step is to get the new gasket, intake manifold gasket right here, and put our brand new Skunk 2 intake manifold on. Alright guys, so we basically got everything back together. We just got little things here and there, like the injectors, fuel rail, the valve cover. On the valve cover, I'm waiting to put it on because I'm gonna strip the old paint, and I'm gonna put wrinkled red paint on it, so that's why I haven't put it on. But basically, well, as you can see, we have the intake manifold, the distributor, the sensor in the back, sensors on this side. It's just little things like this coolant fitting that goes right here for the hose that goes to the radiator, the B-Tech solenoid, distributor, exhaust manifold, also known as the header. Basically everything is put back together, but I'm gonna post the video already, and next time we're just gonna install the clutch and everything else. I have a brand new clutch right here, stage 1, which I got from Boosted at Riverside. It's a shop called Boosted from Riverside, and they sell good clutches at a affordable price. I got this one for $100. So basically I'm just gonna take the engine off the engine stand right here, put the flywheel on, the clutch, put the fuel rail. This is the valve cover right here we're gonna put on. We're just gonna strip the paint off and add wrinkled red on it so it could look really nice. And yeah, that's basically everything is basically finished. So basically after we do all that, it's just little things that, you know, like the sensors as mentioned before, exhaust manifold, transmission and everything, so we could put it back in the car right there, which is waiting right here in the front yard. You probably saw this engine right here on the floor. This is a BK2 3.8 engine, and it has a Bluetooth piston. Stay tuned for that. That's the next project. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for the support. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. We will see you later.